there everyone, welcome back to my channel. Really sorry about the audio and the video quality, okay? I'm just recording from a different place, but hopefully next videos are going to be a little better. But I don't think so that is going to affect the channelizing that I'm about to do. Anyway, bear with me, okay? So for today's pick a card, I have How Are You Proving Your Haters Wrong? This is going to be a general collective reading, so take the message that resonates with you and leave the rest. I have prepared two piles in front of you guys, pile number one and pile number two. Choose the pile that you feel most intuitively drawn to. You might also feel attracted to more than one pile. You might pause the video if you want to make a clear choice about how you want to. These specific timestamps are there in the descriptions as well as the comments below. And for personal bookings, you guys can contact me in my email mentioned. All right, let's get started. Hi there, my pal ones. This is going to be a reading. This is a general collective reading. So take the message that resonates with you and leave the rest. Let's see. How are you proving your haters wrong? We have the Hermit. Clarify the Hermit. How are they proving their haters wrong? Then we have the King of Pentacles. With the Hermit and the King of Pentacles, your haters are realizing that you are wiser than they thought you would be. I'm also getting this feeling some of you might be really secretive about your plans. You're not really sharing much on social media as to what you're doing, how you're heading. I'm almost getting this feeling like if you have withdrawn yourself from social media, or you're not really going out, or maybe you're not really giving too much energy onto people, a lot of your haters might have misjudged that you were facing a downfall, maybe a backslash, maybe something that was, making you silent, like something about you. You're not boasting about the things that you have, okay? This can either be your materialistic positions, this can either be your achievements. Like people thought you are keeping quiet because you might have been going through a lot of turmoil. I don't know if you guys have recently achieved something. Maybe you guys have announced, okay, this can be a passion project, this can be any creative venture that you're working on, business, okay, finance, anything about your career, okay? If not significant in your career, maybe your own self growth and development, that is making you come in this extremely abundant energy, okay? And your haters are realizing all this time that you were secluding yourself from situations, from places, from people. You were actually rebuilding yourself. There is something about you having a solid plan for the future. Your haters are being proven wrong, that you are right now putting boundaries. You're very careful with whom you invest your time, your energy with people, not because you don't have any friends, not because you're isolated, but because you value yourself, okay? Yes, I'm also getting this feeling some of your haters might have criticized you for not really socializing as much, but that was all because you didn't find them worthy enough, okay? It almost felt like they were trying to tag, as if my pile ones are the kind of people who would never really, get a friend, who would never really settle, who would never really have their community, have their group. But all you were doing was, rebuilding yourself somehow, is what I am intuitively channelizing. Then we have the Five of Swords. With the Five of Swords, also, what I'm able to channelize that pile number two, you guys might be extremely blunt and straightforward, someone who puts their opinion, and because you have this straightforwardness, this attitude of, showing people their places, maybe you stand up for what is right. People thought this nature of yours might backfire you, but that is proven wrong. All these times that you have been, cutting people off, secluding yourself, securing yourself, was actually a pre-planned strategy as to how you were rebuilding yourself. Also, for some of you, I'm getting, if some of your haters have tried to criticize you, humiliate you, go against you, okay, maybe they try to manipulate you, or try to humble you down, you are not taking their criticisms personally. You are not getting emotionally affected, is what I feel. There is something about your pile number one that is giving this feeling of security. someone who has worked on their nervous system really well. So you are no more affected by situations, circumstances, people. Then we also have the world. With the world also, I kind of feel you removing yourself out of the situation, out of those people. Okay, for some of you guys, I'm also getting relocation. Maybe there was a toxic family member, toxic friends, toxic workplace, I don't know. Take it however it resonates with you. Maybe you have left that place and relocated into somewhere where you are finding this sense of calmness, the sense of peace, where you don't really have to prove yourself and you're no more caring about validation. So your haters are realizing that that was for your own good. Your haters are realizing that whatever decisions you took, it was not because you were intimidated, you were scared. Like, you were not the kind of a person who was running away because you don't want to face the consequences. It was more about your own mental peace and how you want to move forward in your life, if you know what I mean. Okay, let's get some more messages. How are you proving your haters wrong, my pal number ones? Then we have the Three of Swords showing up. Okay, clarify the Three of Swords, spirit. We have the Queen of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune. So with the Three of Swords, Wheel of Fortune, and the Queen of Swords, what I feel, your haters always thought that you would be this shy, timid, vulnerable person who would never really, take a stand for themselves. Okay, but right now I see you are not getting affected. I feel you, my pal number one, are using more of your logic. Maybe you were extremely sensitive in the past. Okay, I'm almost getting this feeling of anyone who used to, maybe it was like a normal criticism, for example, okay, or maybe a feedback. There was something about you that took it way too seriously than it should be. And now you're not, okay? You are operating from logic. You're seeing things for as they are. And, as time passed by, also getting this feeling of a lot of your haters might be people from your past, who have still this preconceived notion and perception that maybe you are the same as they are, just because they haven't worked on their self growth, they haven't evolved themselves, so they are just like projecting these feelings onto you and maybe judging you that, what, pile number one was this, pile number one wasn't really bold, pile number one wasn't really courageous, pile number one didn't really have the guts to do this. But however, you are proving your haters wrong. Okay, I'm also getting this feeling that every time one of your haters stalk you, okay, maybe after 4 months, maybe after 6 months, maybe after a year, okay, they almost see you doing even better. Someone who is glowing up with time, okay, someone who is being more vocal, someone who is taking more actions. Also, I'm getting this feeling, if previously you guys used to really undermine yourself, there are certain people who just joke around, those self-deprecating jokes that we, oh, no, 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 we are just not that. But every time you do it, people kind of get that power to humble you even more. You are not doing that anymore, my pal number one. And that is how you are proving your haters wrong. Your haters are almost shocked by how you understand your worth right now. Let's get some more messages. How are you proving your haters wrong, my pal number ones? Then we have the Tower. Yes, you are shocking your haters. Your haters never really thought that there would be such a big transformation about you, okay? Your haters never thought that you would put yourself in a pedestal. Like, it was so easy for them to trigger you, it was so easy for them to almost affect you emotionally. Okay, I'm getting most of the piles here, they got emotionally tortured a lot. Like, if you were a prey to all these narcissistic and abusive and manipulative people who, okay, who just wants drama, who just wants chaos, like, someone who plays all these games with you, someone who has fun seeing you react, okay, but you are not doing that anymore. I'm also getting this feeling of you might be cutting off a lot of people who have been causing you all these drama. Then we have the King of Cups. With the King of Cups, how are you proving your haters wrong? Is that, although all these things happened with you, usually when, people get into this experiences of extreme bullying, criticism, being looked down on, a lot of people usually turn out to be antagonist, but you didn't become that. I'm almost getting this feeling of you using all those experience to even emotionally mature yourself, ground yourself even more. Maybe some of you guys are going to therapy, reading a lot of books about self growth, maybe how not to be reactive, okay? Some of you guys could be really working on your energies into spirituality, okay? So this new version of you is almost making people feel that you are emotionally handling yourself really well. You're empathetic, you're caring, you're nurturing, that is still intact, yes, no doubt. But also at the same time, you know when to draw that boundary, you know when to draw that line, you know when to take that stand, but not in a way that would offend people, but more of like someone who wants to make peace with situations. Let's get some last and final messages. How are you proving your haters wrong? Then we also have the Two of Pentacles. With the Two of Pentacles, also, I see your haters thought that you were never in control of your emotions, of your finances, of your time. Maybe you were extremely vulnerable to situations, to people. Maybe a lot of your exes took advantage of you because of your sensitive nature. But now they can't, okay? So you are balancing yourself really well. You're taking care of all the needs that you have, physical, mental, whatever it takes to make you feel safe. All right? Okay, my pal number one, that was the message that I was able to channelize. Hope you guys have resonated. If you guys did, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment down your experiences because I love reading all the comments. And if any of you want a personal booking, you guys can contact me in my email mentioned below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Hi there, my pal twos. This is going to be your reading. This is a general collective reading. So take the message that resonates with you and leave the rest. Let's get started. Let's see how are you proving your haters wrong. How are they proving their haters wrong? We have the Temperance, getting a very similar vibe from pile number one. If you guys were attracted to pile number one, you guys can watch it. Clarify the Temperance, please, Spirit. The Three of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune. I'm really sorry about the background noise, okay? Hope it's not catching, but if it's catching, I'm really sorry about that. Okay. What I feel from this pile is how you are proving your haters wrong is you are healing. You are healing probably from a heartbreak, probably from a toxic situation, probably from a really difficult romantic relationship that you were in. Maybe it was for a very long time, and finally you have decided to move on. Finally, you are doing what you feel internally is right, okay? Someone who is growing, someone who is glowing, someone who is really taking care of their body, their mind, someone who is extremely, extremely invested in this self care. Something about your pile number two, your haters always thought that you were this overly emotional, extremely vulnerable people who didn't really have the guts to move on, who wasn't really helping themselves. If you guys have recently started taking therapy, maybe you're journaling, maybe you are listening to a lot of people who are talking about self growth, self care. Okay, I'm getting a very calming energy from this pile. Like, I feel your energy previously was always about chaos. Okay, also for some of you, I'm getting that if you guys had some speech issues, maybe that also got really better with time. Okay, like For example, if some of you guys are in a constant state of abuse, okay, that actually affect you emotionally to make you so numb that you're not able to express yourself properly. Okay, now if you have been expressing yourself, you have been true to yourself, you're living this really authentic nice journey, okay, so you're proving your haters wrong by that also. I'm almost getting this feeling of maybe you're recovering from a heartbreak, maybe you're recovering from addictions, maybe some negative patterns, certain shadow self about yourself that you have recently discovered. Your haters never really thought that you going through that dark phase of your life is gonna make you more wise at the end. I'm getting this feeling of pile number twos, you are in full control and regulation of your emotions right now. Your haters thought that you would never be able to recover, okay, if some of you guys have really worked on your physical body. For example, if you were suppose for a very long time in an addiction and now you are in the state of moderation, okay, maybe you have lost weight, you are eating really healthy, or maybe drug or alcohol, whatever, take it however it resonates with your situation. Your haters thought that you would never be able to get out of that. Not even external help, not even external aid could help you get out of that, okay. So that is how you are proving your haters wrong, by making peace with your shadows, by making peace with things that once was problematic for you. Then we have the Ace of Wands. With the Ace of Wands, I feel if some of you guys had any creative endeavors and you have stopped it, maybe because of abuse, maybe because you didn't really feel appreciated, you're proving your haters wrong by putting your authentic self out there, okay, working on your creativity, taking more action. If some of you guys had this feeling of procrastinating things, not really taking the required action, maybe because some of you guys had ADHD, I don't know, take it however it resonates, okay? Yeah, whenever I'm channelizing the messages for you guys, I am getting the sense of disconnection at times. So that is, maybe I'm connecting your energy, that is why. So if you had this feeling of disassociating yourself with situations, with people, and that was a big problem for you, okay, so you're taking more actions towards it, and that is how you're proving your haters wrong. There is a strong disconnection in this pile. Oh my god, I was just speaking about disconnection and the Five of Pentacles just showing up. Yeah, you are proving your haters wrong by fulfilling yourself, by putting your energy onto yourself. You don't have the scarcity mindset anymore that you used to have. You are seeing things around you that is more abundant, that is more fulfilling to you. Some of you guys, I feel, have recently gone out of a victim mentality. Maybe you guys used to blame situations, places, etc., etc., and never really worked on yourself, and that was really a big problem for you. For some of you guys, I'm intuitively picking up on that if you guys have been writing books, or maybe doing podcast, or maybe journaling, or maybe someone who is teaching people about mental health because they themselves have went through that situation, that experience. Your haters thought that the experience that you had, okay, this can be any the childhood trauma, this could be anything, whatever, that would make you feel cold at the end. You wouldn't be able to fulfill yourself emotionally, satisfy yourself emotionally. That is how you're proving your haters wrong. If you guys have been distancing yourself from places, people, situation, okay, your haters thought maybe things weren't right for you, maybe you were having financial troubles, financial problems, maybe the relations that you have wasn't really fulfilling for you, but it's not because of that, it's because you wanted to work on your own self growth, your own self journey. A very similar message from pile number one. The kind of energy that I'm getting from this pile, it makes me feel like maybe I should have done one collective reading as a whole instead of doing two piles. But anyway, Let's get some more messages. How are you proving your haters wrong? My pile number twos. Then we have the judgment. With the judgment card, also, I feel there is a strong comeback energy with this pile. Okay, if things never really worked for you, if you have been facing a lot of financial issues, financial crisis, maybe a lot of debt. Okay, it almost feels like the second opportunity that you got, you are making good use of it. Okay, this might not be for everyone, but I maybe one specific person. If some of you guys have recently gone out of a prison, this is not for everyone. Okay, so the second opportunity that you got, no one really thought that you could make a difference with that. Okay, people thought that you would be in that same dumpster as you were. You would really not make good use of your time. You would sabotage yourself once again. Okay, why did I get the prisoner message? Okay, I don't know whoever this is watching, but yeah, anyway, something about being prisoned, being caged, being not able to move on from a pattern, not being able to fight for long, and finally you're moving on. For some of you, I'm also getting cancer patients. Maybe you were fighting an illness for a very long time. Take it however it resonates. My god, I'm scared of my audience. Then we have the Two of Pentacles. With the Two of Pentacles, also I feel your if my pile number two, you guys have been working two jobs, okay? And you have been doing this overtime and shift and still barely making it. You are proving your haters wrong by showing that balance, by showing that how invested in your finances you are, by showing how you can manage your time very well, okay? Your haters thought maybe you were overburdening yourself, and I feel for a lot of you, if you have invested in multiple things, that is bearing the results right now. That is coming to fruition. Your haters are being proven wrong if they have ever, criticized or tried to advise you that the way you manage your time is not going to work out. You won't be able to balance it. You would trip over. Okay? That is also what I feel. Let's get some more message. How are you proving your haters wrong? File number twos. Then we also have the Four of Cups. Yes, with the Four of Cups also. See, your haters always thought that you would be this person who would, sulk in, maybe self deprecate yourself, sabotage relationships, sabotage people, sabotage opportunities. Basically, not really taking the required action. I don't know, every time I'm trying to channelize the message, I'm almost getting frozen. Okay. Maybe you guys have always got this energy where your words were frozen, you wasn't really taking the action, it was way too overwhelming for you. Things really seem to be extremely overwhelming for you. Okay, I have this habit of repeating myself, okay, because when I am pulling out the cards and channelizing messages, it is so random at times that it will take me years probably to form a proper sentence out of it. Okay, I don't go by the books and theory, it is extremely intuitive. So yes, sometimes the formation of these statements and the words are a little crazy. But anyway, let's get some more message. How are you proving your haters wrong? My pile number twos. How are you proving your haters wrong? How are you proving your haters wrong? Seven of Cups. See, you are proving your haters wrong by clearing the confusion around you. Again, investing in multiple things. Maybe some of you guys might be multi-talented. Maybe you were working on your job, also on your passion project, also on your health, also on your looks. Like you had everything in your mind, my pile number two. And your haters thought that is going to be the end of it. You're not going to be able to make it, okay? Battling confusion, battling instability, battling illusion around you. I'm also getting this feeling of some of you guys can be coming out of a really strong mental illness. that has been bothering you for a very long time. So, yeah, your haters thought that this is going to be the end of it. Let's get some final messages. How are you proving your haters wrong? Then we also have the Seven of Wands. With the Seven of Wands, also, I feel you are proving your haters wrong by drawing strong boundaries. Again, the same message is coming, taking the required action basically, which made you froze, which made you feel overwhelmed almost. Also, you are someone who is becoming more wiser, more mature as to where you invest your time in, where you invest your finances in. Like previously, if things were way too overwhelming for you, okay, maybe this, maybe that, and everything all together, now you are having that power to make that choice. This can either be creative things that you're pursuing, or maybe people. If you had a lot of people around you with whom you used to mingle around. Yeah, someone who is really making wise choices in their life. If you have been struggling with making choices all throughout your life, and everyone around you thought that you wouldn't really be able to do it, so that is like the biggest comeback that you made. And that is how you're proving your haters wrong. All right, my pile number twos, this was the message that I was able to channelize. Hope you guys have resonated with the reading. If you did, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment down your experience, because I love reading every one of your comments. And if any of you want a personal booking, you guys can contact me in my email mentioned below. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.